What's up, YouTube? And Vizo87 here, and looks like we're doing this. We're making one more video about this. I didn't want to, but uh, well, you'll see why. So this video is going to be as short as possible. I'm hoping to make it only 15 minutes long, 20 minutes tops. It's going to be broken into 3 parts: update to the previous video regarding the community, upload schedule, and then what will be uploaded for the remainder of the year and into 2022. So let's start off with a few complaints I received about the video, the big video that I'm talking about, about the community and everything. The first thing was about the length of it. Um, this happens when there's an overwhelming amount of evidence against certain individuals. It's like being in a courtroom and just evidence piece after piece after piece after piece, and you're there for a while. And to think that wasn't even everything. There was stuff that was left out, either because it wasn't important enough at the time, or I just was like, you know what, I don't need to talk about that. Also, I am extremely thorough to a point that it's kind of a fault. I always do everything in my power to be as clear and concise as possible, sometimes over-explaining, and, that's where there was a document version. I'll do the same thing as this. I'll create a document version, so, whatever. Sorry, not sorry. Apparently, I got a complaint that I was censoring comments. This is false. This is not true. Um, People don't understand how YouTube works. If you attempt to put a link in a comment, YouTube will automatically flag and remove that comment with no interaction by the creator. This is done to prevent bots from spamming virus links inside your videos. Sometimes they get through because it's just like a couple of letters .io and things like that. I get them on my videos every once in a while, and I have to manually go in and delete it when YouTube misses it. But YouTube does remove pretty much any type of link, including Imgur albums and links to like Facebook. If it's in the description, it's fine. And I think posting YouTube links themselves are okay, but I'm not sure. But this has been around for many years. And I talked about the whole, virus thing. But yeah, if you attempted to post on the video and it was an Imgur link, that's probably why it got flagged and removed. I can't do anything about that. That's just the way YouTube is. But we are going to look at those links here in this video. So let's dive in. Like I said, we've got 3 parts of this video: update, upload schedule, and then what is going to be uploaded. So there were a total of 4 screenshots posted. Unfortunately, some of these contain full names of individuals, so I'm going to be editing those to take that away, as not doing so actually goes against YouTube's terms of service. You can't post people's full names. First names are fine, but you can't include their last name on top of it. That includes within your description of the video and comments and things like that. You don't want people to get doxxed. So, yeah, we're not going to be opening those links. However, they are in the 2 different videos. I only have one of them linked here. The other one was just a guy playing a game against someone, and he just talked about it, and he just had the link sitting in his description. But you can YouTube my name, INVISO87, sort by upload date, and you'll see the 2 videos that are there. We're going to look at one of them, and this one is just something else. So we are going to open this. We're going to try to anyway. And here's the video. That was the video. That was their response. I hope you understand, just based on that, like that was the response. It wasn't even a real response. However, if you navigate into the description, they do have some stuff there. I did end up commenting on this, and you can see the Imgur albums that are there. We're going to go ahead and look at those in just a second. Um, but 2.5 hours of evidence with screenshots, and you make a 10-second video in response that doesn't even discuss anything. You instead troll. That doesn't look good for you at all. So anyway, let's take a look at what it was all about. So the first one was this picture here. This was a picture I had sent to Carmick and Dyer when I was buying the booster boxes. Thayer, for whatever reason, chose to save this picture. We can only speculate as to why he would save it. I mean, maybe this was his plan all along. Maybe he was planning to use it against me later. Maybe he just decided, hey, you know what, I'm going to keep it. It's a cool picture. I don't know. There's no really any point on speculating on it. And I'm not really sure why this is relevant. I'm not sure why this was included because it's been known for months that these are out there. Going all the way back to March 10th, that's literally 6 months ago, almost to the day that I'm recording this. Where they talk about the number of Sealed Alliance boxes being at around 40 boxes. This was posted by Jordan. Um, so yeah, I mean, this has been out there since March. So I'm not really sure what the relevance in posting the picture was. Maybe it was just a flaunt that they had the picture. I don't know. I'm a pretty intelligent person, but I can't figure it out. I can't see any connection. Or maybe it was just their way of saying we have proof. I mean, I at this point when it was put out there, I didn't deny it. So I just don't get it. So we're gonna move on to the album then. That was just the one picture that was by itself. Let's look into the album. There were 3 screenshots in there. Here is picture number 1. It was from the admin chat in the old Discord. This picture was taken by where is it? Yeah, a screenshot was made by Thyre. I'll read out the bottom a little bit. Hold on. Yeah. And then we'll go back up. I'll read this paragraph first. So this is a snippet from the admin chat. Um, as you can see at the bottom here, it says jump to message. So this is just a snippet of conversation. Um, so it's not everything because he was doing a search. The screenshot was, like I said, made by Thyre, the same guy who has actually been completely silent throughout everything. 2.5 hour video, to him and Jordan and Guzman and others, and he hasn't said a word. Now, this is pretty common with, like, when you're in court, right? Your lawyer advises you to not say anything, to not incriminate yourself, right? And they tend to say that more when you're guilty. If you're innocent, you don't really have much to hide. You're going to speak out. You're going to say your side if you genuinely believe that you are innocent or slash are innocent. And it's usually the one that says, no, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to acknowledge it. They're usually the guilty ones. So yeah, he's in hiding now. He's scared of saying the wrong thing, I guess. He's also probably upset by the amount of evidence against him, which clearly dictates his guilt. So let's take a look at the conversation here. It's focusing right here on this part. Imagine if they knew about the alliance boxes I have. Pretty sure there would be a riot. Karmic said, yeah, that's why I was really cautioning with how much information to let out. Slip of the tongue could cost you a lot of money. Honestly, I don't really care about the money. That's not the major concern here. But yeah, I was just like, yep, I've been pretty solid thus far. In fact, I've almost broken even on what I spent thus far for it. And then again, this was back in December. I said one more box and I'm in the green. The other comments here are not relevant. So looking at my comment, not knowing any of the context is kind of dangerous. So let's clear that up first. This comment was not made out of nowhere. It was in response to, I believe, a comment that was made in the general chat of the old Discord server. Um, I don't remember the comment though. I really don't. I don't remember the exact comment that prompted me to say that. But it's not like I'm just going to go in there and randomly say it. There was something that prompted that comment, and I can't remember. It's too far back. And for some reason, people think that this is evidence of wrongdoing on my part. When I stated that they would riot, I was referring to people freaking out that it should come, like if it had come out that I had multiple boxes. And actually, that's exactly what happened when it did. So doesn't that actually just further prove my point that people would, air quote here, riot if they found out how many boxes there are out there? And, this is the screenshot from the other video. That's insane. Straight up Porter. I knew it. My theory was correct. And then straight lied about it, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we talked about all that in the last video. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. There's no point in repeating it all. So some more background on that. When I was asked, and keep in mind, they were very aggressive with me when they were, essentially, I was being interrogated about the boxes a couple of months ago. I mean, what choice did I have in terms of what to respond with? I have a right to privacy, and I don't have to answer your questions. And in reality, I probably should have just not responded and been done with it from there. But, typically when someone asks you a question, you're kind of expected to give an answer. Kind of like when I asked Thyre if he wanted to comment about the allegations of harassment and stalking, and he didn't want to respond. I mean, it's the same thing. I can't remember if I ever actually flat out denied having the boxes or not, I do remember avoiding the question as much as possible. So I didn't want to say no, but I wasn't going to say yes either. That I do remember. I don't remember if I ever actually flat out denied it though. So if someone has a screenshot of it, feel free to show it to me. That's fine. I don't remember saying it, but that I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, I definitely didn't say it because I don't remember. I really don't. It's been too many months. Was I supposed to say yes? I mean, that wasn't going to happen. I didn't want to put it out there that there were this many boxes and disrupt the market. Again, that's really what it was about. I didn't want to disrupt the market because as soon as this came out, the prices of some of the alliance cards dropped significantly. Cards that I wasn't even looking for, like the Ryzen King set, dropped from literally 4 digits to mid 3 digits. I mean, that was really what I was trying to avoid, was having the market disrupted like that. But again, they had other plans. Um, and also, again, I don't have to tell you everything that I own. I have a right to privacy, something that these people just didn't care about. But the funny thing is, they got really upset when I put their private transactions out there in the exact same fashion that they did it to me. So apparently, it's only good when it's my privacy that's being, invaded. But when it's their privacy, it's no good anymore. We can't do that. Um, so I could have also responded that I didn't want to answer or just flat out not responded, but I mean, let's be realistic. If I had said that, or if I just didn't respond, they would have either kept going or taken it as a yes. So, I mean, the problem wasn't the answer. That's not the problem. The problem wasn't my answer. The problem was the question. It was very clear, like, the fact that I was kind of dodging it, because I do remember doing everything I could to dodge it, and the conversation went on for a solid 20 to 30 minutes in the chat. And it was like, I thought it was pretty evident. I just didn't want to talk about it. But they took it as an interrogation, and they kept pressing and pressing and pressing about it. Um, and again, like I said, my right to privacy didn't matter to them. And they've actually admitted that too. So let's take a look back at a screenshot that I had posted in the previous video with Jordan. This was a DM from Jordan after he deleted his post about wanting a dark one in the dead TCG group, and that he was looking to spend about $1,000 for it or something along those lines. I'm going to focus here on the part here boxed in red. Um, so or maybe potentially do the alliance post. I really should have put that in the box too. So anyway, here's the post. So background on that, the post was made after discussing with other group members within the new Discord, once it came out you do in fact have many boxes, something you blatantly denied, that the information should be made broadly available. So the Facebook. So what he's saying here is, I don't care about your right to privacy. I think your information should be put out there because I don't care about you. And that's fine. But understand that this is going to then be a two-way street. You can't sit there and put my private affairs out there without also your private affairs being put out there. That's just not how things work. Do unto others as you would like others to do unto you. If you do something like that to someone, expect it to happen to you. And just something to keep in mind, if these guys can easily turn on me, they can also easily turn against you. And I see that there's a strange amount of support for Thyre, and I can't wrap my head around it because the amount of evidence is so incredibly overwhelming that you would actually need to be missing some brain cells in order to think otherwise. But somehow he has people on his side. I think it's mostly just friends of his that are on his side, and that most people don't really think he's being that they don't think he's an honest guy. I mean, he got banned from Mr. Popo's group, the Facebook group, after this video was sent to the admins there. They felt it was best to ban him. So someone that was completely non-biased in the entire situation, that read all of the evidence, decided, yeah, you're right, this guy needs to be banned, and they banned him from the group. So just keep that in mind, I suppose. Picture number 2. This one just didn't make sense to me. So we're going to show the picture here. I actually, this should look familiar because I showed this picture in my video as well. So I'm not really sure why they're reposting it. And as you can see, they actually didn't edit any of the last names out. I had to go in and do that, which is just rude. But anyway, the screenshot was also made by Thayer in a group that we shared, not owned by him. This was in the Dead TCG group. I'm unsure what this screenshot was posted for. I really don't know why they went through the effort of posting this screenshot again. I did discuss this in my video. The cards were heavily smoke damaged. That's why the prices were what they were. Or maybe, I don't know. I mean, I knew that they were smoke damaged. I've bought from him before, and I remember them coming in smoke damage. So I knew that that was probably factored into his price. I don't know. Um, I think maybe it was to show that maybe I was buying cards maliciously. I remember that was something that Thayer had said that, oh, he was buying these just to screw over Chris, which I talked this out with Chris just to be sure that, like, I didn't do that, and he completely understood. So I don't get it, and I think this is just Thayer attempting to make me look bad when there's nothing there to make me look bad. Um, if anything, this kind of shows once again that Thayer was stalking me. I mean, this was a couple of hours old post, but he's in numerous groups, especially like groups like Mr. Popo. He's in like the Dragon Ball Z. He's in a bunch of other Dragon Ball Z groups. He's in a lot of different groups, and his timeline, I can only assume, is filled with these posts. Or maybe they're not. I don't know. But just to find that one post in the Dead TCG group when you could see we're deep in replies here, it's not like it was like you would have to click the see more replies to see these things. So he went out of his way to find this, and it's just creepy. I just find it so creepy. But it doesn't stop there. There's actually more evidence of this below, and anyone at this point who thinks that he wasn't stalking my posts, I'm about to shoot that down even more. So here's picture number 3. This was made in the Mr. Popo group. Conveniently, the top of the post was left off. I went digging to find it, but we'll get there in a second. We're talking about prices here from eBay. And I have in a box here a picture of who took the screenshot because I wasn't sure who took it, and Thayer didn't edit his face out, which is just hilarious. But anyway, so let's see. I hadn't seen this screenshot before, but if you see the red box, it's clear who took it. Once again, Thayer stalking my posts in other groups. Within minutes, he was all over me. So now look at this. This was posted. He took a screenshot of this 17 minutes after I posted. Random post in a group he's non-admin yet in. So, and we weren't even friends on Facebook at that time. So, within minutes, you just so happened upon my post. Really? That's a little weird. But anyway, let's continue. He's claimed coincidence on multiple occasions. He claimed coincidence on the Instagram post about the charity and trying to get people to join his Facebook group, when very shortly after I had made my post about my new group, he was posting about how his group was all this great stuff and charities and giveaways and all that stuff. It was very, in my opinion, very manipulative of him. Then we had the post from Zodiac Duelist that was posted in the last video. Within minutes of me posting on that post in Zodiac Duelist, a Yu-Gi-Oh group, he was all over me. Now we have these two other screenshots above where this one, I'll give it to him, was after a couple of hours, but this one was again within minutes. This is now 3 to 4, if you include the one above. This is 4 times that this has happened, where he just so happens upon my posts, and you want to sit there and say that the guy wasn't stalking me? That's ridiculous. That is just ridiculous and just silly. It's pretty clear that he was. We have 4 times that he's happened to show up. Come on. But I also don't understand the purpose of this screenshot. So based on when I went back and forth on the YouTube video, well, one of the YouTube videos, I don't remember which one anymore. Apparently this was to show that I underprice other people while overpricing my stuff. So let's make this clear. Here is the card that was posted about. I went back and found it in the group from that day. It's a Goku card from Dragon Ball Z. This is the Art Box Hero Collection Part 4. So, this card is a common card, and the value on this card is approximately $2. There is one literally on eBay right now for $2. Buy it now, free shipping. $2. And the price that ComC had it listed for was $285 plus another $5 in shipping. This is completely off from what it should be. The card is worth nowhere near $290. Now, if you'll notice from the post, is this real life? I spent the better part of the last 2 weeks trying to figure out the prices on cards from the Hero Collection sets, and I feel they are just all over the place. The guy was doing a price check. And my response to that was, ComC is stupid. Ignore every single one of their prices. And Kyle had responded, that's what I was thinking. I noticed their prices are usually 2,000% over everyone else's. And I said, you're welcome. I've seen their prices for Inuyasha and other games, and it's actually sickening. I don't think they ever actually sell anything. Now, let's make a few things also clear about this. I didn't know at the time that ComC was a consignment service who sell things for other people, and ComC then takes a slice of the sale price. Regardless, this is an extreme outlier in terms of pricing, and I accurately and correctly called it out. I'm not sure what else was the point in this screenshot other than Thayer just ended up proving that he was stalking my posts. And I do want to also point out that Thayer did it seems that maybe he intentionally left off the part of the screenshot showing what the card was. Because again, it was a common card, but based on the little piece that he posted up here, it's not very clear what's being talked about here. So I think this was just, again, he was trying to make me look bad, trying to make it sound like I put down other people's prices while promoting my own, and that's just not the case at all. Again, manipulative tactics here. That's it. That's all the evidence, and I'm putting that in quotes, that they have against me. 2 screenshots that don't make sense. A screenshot of the boxes I own/sold, and then a single screenshot without context, which was subjective at best. It's the only one that it's like, maybe I should have worded that a little bit differently, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, about it. Okay, whatever. You have one, and it's a half of one at that. I'm waiting for more. I was waiting for some juicy stuff, but this is just disappointing and pathetic. It really is. Again, I had mountains of evidence in my video. Which, speaking of that, we do have an update to that as well. I don't come here without some more evidence myself. I was actually going through my phone the other day and clearing out some stuff that I didn't need in it, and then I found these. I forgot I had these screenshots, and they're actually pretty relevant, which is why I'm including them here. If it wasn't relevant, I wouldn't have bothered. These are from January 15th, 2021, and March 10th, 2021. So we're going to start with the January 15th. This was DM conversation between me and Thayer. This is about Adam's collection. I didn't know I had these screenshots, but what's funny is the reason I have these screenshots, A, I rarely use Discord on my phone, and B, the reason I did was because if you look at the time, that's 7:12 in the morning, not in the evening. I was on my way. I had just gotten to work and was looking up this conversation. So as I said in the last video, Thayer had sent that message to me in the early morning, or maybe it was late the night before, and I was already sleeping. Either way, I didn't see it until the morning of. So let's go through this conversation. Are you picking anything up from Adam? I offered on some stuff that's relevant. Notice he said some stuff. Nothing like special. I just want to make sure I don't cross anything you're going for. This is very relevant, and you're going to see why very shortly. I'm trying to work out stuff with him for Gateway and Alliance, but my main focus is Gateway. He hasn't replied in 2 days. Who knows? I was asking for a price on all of his Gateway, and I was going to listen to his Alliance price since I sent him a list, and he told me he isn't doing singles. I don't know why he asked me for a list and then was like, I'm not going to do singles. I was a little confused on that, on why Adam did that, but whatever. Ah, okay, that makes sense. I might be crossing on some of the stuff you're after, though. If I pick up anything you needed, I could hook you up if that works. Now, I didn't have proof of this in my video. I didn't. For the last one, I didn't have proof. This is proof of who initiated that deal where Thayer scammed me out of those cards. I just want to pick up most of the stuff I had to sell, but I won't complain about piecing some stuff to you. He hasn't replied to me in a couple of days, though, but I did throw him an offer on some stuff, depending on what he has. Again, you notice he keeps saying some stuff, and he's not being very specific about what it is. I mean, that would be okay with me. I plan to buy all of his Gateway Alliance and then sell off what I didn't need. So if you end up picking those up and are okay with sending me pieces I asked about, I won't complain. He told me for sure he isn't doing singles unless he told you diff. Heck yeah, I can do that. I offered to buy it all. This is different from what he just said. He had just said he was offering on some stuff and that we might be crossing on stuff. This is completely different, right? I mean, some stuff, some stuff. And then we get down here where all of a sudden I actually offered to buy it all. And I said I was down to do this deal. Now, I didn't catch it at the time, but I have it all typed out. This is the proof of the deal that Thayer himself had initiated. The deal that Thayer backed out of after receiving Adam's cards. So he claimed he was confused and thought I was only interested in exile. But this is hard proof that that was a complete lie, orchestrated by him to manipulate the truth and try to make him look like the good guy. I don't care what anybody says. I was scammed. He scammed me out of those cards. This entire narrative here, it was all a lie. It was just notice how he started off by saying he was offering for some stuff, but then he changed it to everything. I didn't notice it at the time, but he had actually slipped up there. He was trying to get a feel for what I was going after, and then he changed his narrative to fit in with what he was after, which in turn was everything. He had offered for everything from the beginning, but he was trying to see what all I was actually interested in. Was I interested in buying everything, or was I only buying some stuff? To which I had told him I was only going to buy Gateway and Alliance. He then manipulated me into backing out from working with Adam so that he could have those cards to himself. He's called me greedy on numerous occasions, but this is a different level of disgusting. It was his idea, this was his deal, and it was all a lie and just dishonest. Something he's been very familiar with, as you've noticed between this video and the last one. So if you can still somehow support him or side with him after this, then you really don't have any place in my circle, and I'm going to ask you to take a leave. The evidence speaks for itself. I mean, it's clear what I was interested in getting. I said I was interested in buying his Gateway and Alliance, and I even said that I would be selling off what I didn't need of it. So I wasn't even going to buy the Gateway and Alliance to keep every card for myself. It was only to keep the couple of cards, because I knew he didn't have them all, but the couple of cards that he needed. Or that I needed, I'm sorry. So I do have one more screenshot, though. This is the one from March 10th, that morning. I never said everything, though, just the cards I was looking for, but it's whatever at this point, to be honest. Don't worry about it. I was pissed. I was so pissed off with him that he backed out of his deal after he got the cards in his hands. I was at work, which was not a good place to be in a bad mood. So I didn't have a screenshot of what was said above this, but he had said that I was trying to get everything and trying to ruin this collection for him. I've hooked you up a lot over the years. I don't understand you. You have to suck the fun out of this collection for me because you want more of what you already have. Literally, this is one of the few things that made me happy, and you make me not even want it anymore, which I hope you don't want it anymore. Genuinely, you don't deserve those cards. You literally lied, cheated, manipulated to get those cards, and it is disgusting, and you do not deserve to have them. Anyway, I'm going to assume you're already complaining about me to Karmic, so I hope that brings you joy or whatever, since being happy for me was never an interest for you, it seems. And then he says $500 Tark one, talked me down DR sheet when he was sick. Fairly priced sealed scanners. I'm tired of everyone making me feel like this. So let's talk about all that stuff up there. He claimed I wanted so many cards, but this makes no sense, as is clear from my screenshot above that I was mainly interested in Gateway and Alliance, and only the cards I needed at the time. I had said that the extras I was going to sell after I had gotten it. And again, this was a deal he initiated. I don't know how many cards were in the collection that I needed, as Thayer actually never showed me what he got. He kept it completely private. Again, everybody else's privacy is very important to them, but my privacy, that's fair game apparently. I have no right to privacy. Everyone else, though, does. It's very hypocritical. He kept it hidden because he never actually intended to sell them to me in the first place. That is my thought. That's an opinion. That's what I think. If everything in my collection is supposed to be public, why isn't his collection also public? He's not special. He starts the crying antics, trying to manipulate me into feeling bad for him, but the truth is, this is how he acts when he's caught. Whenever he's caught in something, he plays victim so hard. He does it so hard, man. And yet, he wasn't the victim here. I was the victim of his scam. The proof at this point is just completely undeniable. You can't defend him at this point. There's no room to defend him. It's clear what he did here, and it wasn't good. Let's talk about the second to last sentence, though, because he said a lot of information in there. He didn't sell me a dark one for $500. This is not true. Someone was looking to move one. They asked Thayer if they knew someone interested. He mentioned me and created a chat for us to discuss this. The guy sold it at $500. It was his offer to me. Thayer had no other involvement, and to try and claim he did is just dishonest. Here are the screenshots of that conversation for proof. So I bought it from a guy named Max. As you can see, Thayer created the group. I said, "Hey man, what's up?" And I said, so I hear you have a dark one unsigned for sale, and he would love to part with it since you are collecting all that were ever made. I didn't respond to that. I wasn't collecting all of them. I was just trying to make my plays. Oh, no, I did respond to that. I said, did you have a price in mind? And I said, I'm just going for a playset and main collection. 4 signed ones, 2 unsigned ones, so this would make a neat addition. Yeah, I fixed that typo there. He was hoping for $500. I said that should be fine. I said I do want to ask about condition though, bends or anything of that nature. I said it's a playset card. I didn't care, but I didn't want to make sure there weren't any creases or anything like that. He said it's near mint, very clean card. Sweet, awesome. If you could shoot me a picture of the card here, we're good to go. I assume PayPal would be all right. He said PayPal's good. He just has to find it in the binder, and then he sent me the pictures of the dark one. I can't, and then I joked, can't get over how beautiful the card looks. It is a beautiful card, guys. Shoot me your PayPal. Should get payment to you shortly. We exchanged PayPal addresses, and there it was. So I don't know where Thayer is getting this whole thing about this $500 dark one that he, like he didn't sell it to me. The guy literally asked, "Do you know someone interested?" And he just said, "Yeah, I know someone." So to sit there and act like he sold it to me for that price or whatever, it's just dishonest. I didn't understand it back then. I still don't understand it now. Talked me down to my DR sheet when I was sick. I did discuss this in my last video, but let's again be very clear on this. He was 100% okay with the price when it was sold. I never even got a vibe that like he didn't want to sell it. He was cool with selling it to me at that price, and he even said it. He threw that whole sick thing in there at the end of the sentence just to try and manipulate my reaction. He wanted me to feel bad for him. He was trying to play victim. I don't fall for that. I really don't. It doesn't get me because, listen, I'm a teacher. I see, I get the waterworks. Every year I have at least one kid that gives me the waterworks, and I see through that manipulation. I just, ah. I see it often, so when someone does it, it doesn't have an effect on me. Fairly priced scanners. So let's talk about that one. I don't remember what I paid for it. I want to say $275. I think I paid for it back then. I was the only person who made an offer on it when he offered it up for sale on the server. Nobody else made an offer. As soon as he posted it, within a couple of minutes, I posted my offer, and I was like, if anyone out there wants to go against me for it, go for it. Like that's fine. And nobody else did. Nobody else commented saying they wanted it. I was the only person interested. And again, what makes a price go higher is when there's competition, and when there's no competition, some stuff sells for lower. He did choose to accept the offer for it though. He didn't have to, but claimed he was fine with it. And I'm sorry if you have but if you have seller's regret, that's not my fault. That's yours. I mean, you should have held on to it. The price ended up going up. I can't do anything about that. That's your own fault and your own problem. The only person who makes you feel like this, Dyer, is you. You lied, you're manipulated, scammed. You should feel bad. And in my opinion, you've now entered a do-go category when you scammed me. So let's talk about one more thing before we talk about the upload schedule, because I wanted to make this video only 15 to 20 minutes, and it's at that half-hour mark. That's what I get for being thorough, I guess. So one thing I do want to point out that Thayer hasn't mentioned is that he actually attempted to buy all my remaining Alliance boxes a couple of months ago. Probably around, actually, I think like I put here, I think it was around the time that he purchased Adam's collection. But I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not going to say anything for sure about the timeline. He had offered me $10,000 for the boxes that I had. And when I did the math based on the number of the boxes I had at that time, it came out to somewhere between 225 and 275 per box. I don't remember for sure. I definitely know it wasn't under 300, over 300, and I know for sure it was definitely not under 200. It was somewhere in those 200 range, somewhere I think in the middle. It may have even been $250 flat. I don't remember, but it was somewhere in there. Um, I denied that offer. He claimed at the time, and this was I wish I had a screenshot of it, but I'll have to take my word for it. He claimed at the time that he was going to open all the boxes and give back to the community. This should sound familiar, because he claimed the exact same thing when he bought Adam's collection. Let's go back and look at that. He had said, da, 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 if I pick up anything you needed, I could hook you up with that stuff if that works. I just want to pick up most of the stuff I had to sell, but I won't complain about piecing some stuff to you. In turn, he wanted to give back to the community, to me, to Chris. He had said Chris at some point as well that he was going to sell cards to. This was a lie though. And I genuinely believe that this was a lie here too. I 100% believe that if he was given the opportunity to sell, like to get if he were to get those boxes, I don't think he would have opened them. He may have opened some, but I don't think he was going to open all of them. I think he would have quietly and privately resold them for the price I was selling mine for to other people. He wanted the profits. He was that's really what it was. I think he just wanted the profits that I was going to get all to himself. Um, so you know, I don't get how anyone could be on his side. Jordan also tried to rip me off with some of my alliance boxes. Note that I'm saying rip off and not scam. He wasn't going to scam me. I will say Jordan is not a scammer, so let's put that out there. I'm not saying that. But let's take a peek at this because I didn't talk about this in my video, the last video. He got his hands on an unlimited alliance box sealed from Macari for about $175. I asked in the Facebook group who had bought it. So when this happened, and Chris had found it first, and he had linked it to me, and he was like, "Oh my God, look at what we just missed." And I was like, "Oh, that really sucks." So I had posted in the group. I was like, "Hey, did anyone here buy this? I would be willing to offer you, a good amount for it." And no one responded saying they bought it. He kept his purchase private. Seeing the screenshots I love about his level of care towards my privacy. Again, privacy is only important to him about his purchases, but he doesn't care about my privacy at all. He later messaged me saying that he was actually the one that bought it, and his offer was for 4 first edition Alliance boxes. There were other offers. It's in a screenshot below. But I was never going to do those. So yeah, he had actually asked for 4 first edition Alliance boxes. It was a ludicrous offer, and I turned that down. I said there's no way I could do that. And he at one point had also said that he said he was trying to open the boxes to give back to the community. Which again, it was the same thing that Thayer had said. He was just trying to give back to the community. It's all about the community. Let's see about that. I told him I'd consider 2 boxes at most, but later decided that I'd offer what he paid for the box and send him a first edition box on top of it. This offer was actually made intentionally, and I don't think Jordan ever picked up on it. If his claim was true about giving back to the community, if he genuinely was interested in giving back to the community, getting a box for free would have been evidence for this, right? Think about it. If I offered to pay him the exact price he paid for the box and give him another first edition box on top of it, he would basically have not spent a single penny and had gotten a first edition box. But he denied the offer. This proved to me that he actually wasn't interested in giving back to the community. He only cared about sticking it to me that he got the box and trying to get as much from me as he could, even going as far to say he'd open the box if anything, which he knew would annoy me. He even said that my 4 boxes for his one was fair, as I had gotten them for cheap, but not as cheap as he did. I think that's a typo. Yeah, that's supposed to say as cheap as I did. There we go. My bad. So we just fixed that live, everyone. And that the value of the boxes was based on those sales. So he literally said, well, you got them for what, like $80, like what, $50 a box? I got mine for 200 shipped. So yeah, I think four boxes is fair. That isn't how trading works. The boxes were selling at the time for $1,000. And by the way, the $50 is not accurate as an FYI. That's also in the screenshot, and I corrected him on it, and you'll see it below. Um, he just ignored that they were selling for 1,000 at the time. And there's also the fact that nobody was interested in an unlimited box. Most people were collecting first edition. Most didn't care about unlimited, and even today, that still is the case. The only people that care about unlimited are me and Cynic. That's it. He genuinely wanted $3,000 to $4,000 in product for a single unlimited alliance box. And here's the entire conversation. I'm not going to go through this honestly because the only thing I'll summarize it at best. Um, he even starts off. You have many first edition boxes. I have the only known unlimited, and this is where he had done the offer of 4 first editions. And you can see doing the paid math, not considering resale value. That's not how it works, buddy. And blah blah blah. This would be 4 to 1. Yeah, I denied that. The second thing, he would be willing to trade this box in some cash for an unsigned dark one. I didn't even read beyond that. I was never going to do it. He had also offered my box for a first edition box. So he wanted a first edition box and then foils out of my personal collection. And he wanted the ad sheets as well, some of which there's only one copy that we know of out there of some of them. Or the uncut betrayal sheet that I had gotten, that little small one. I showed that in the main collection, the big collection video. Um, that was never going to happen. I was never going to dip into my personal collection. But yeah, so you could honestly at this, like, I'm linking the document below in the video, in the description, like always. You could read through this yourself and see what it is. But I summarized it above. I even said I'll eventually come up with another. It's a point. I said at most I would be willing to do a first edition box at $200, which I was going to pay for what he paid for the shipping and taxes as well. I even offered to cover that for him. He was generally not going to have paid anything for it. So you'd essentially be getting a first edition box for nothing based on what you spent on the box. That would be my best offer. He said that he was originally just going to be just dark one in cash for it. But the only problem with that is, let's see, where is it? Hold on. There we are. The boxes you trade me would not be. Oh, there's no way I can like circle it, huh? It's in the middle paragraph on number 1. The boxes you trade me would not be publicly sold as to not interfere with your future sales. They would be opened by myself. He says both. I don't. Oh yeah, because he had said at minimum it would be 2 boxes. But anyway, they would be sold or traded to others in the community. Blah blah blah. His primary goal is letting everyone win with more cards in the market. That was his primary goal. And yet by the end of it, he had said that he would only do it for his own personal collection. He was never in it for the community. And if you think he was, you need a reality check. It's pretty clear what he was interested in. And you can see, I get the fun of seeing what's inside. Go ahead, you don't need much from Alliance. You're going to regret opening that box. And that's everything with this video that I wanted to discuss in terms of the updates. 43 minutes. Sorry about that. I will put timestamps in the description as well about where the pieces of this video are. I didn't want to make a second video about this, but with the newly discovered evidence on my phone and to address what's been posted in response to my video, which again was, oh, the video is so long, blah, blah, blah. And the other complaint was that I was censoring comments. I felt a second video was actually warranted. And if you disagree, well, you didn't have to watch it, so buzz off. So upload schedule. I don't want to spoil anything yet. I will be uploading approximately once per month for now. My work is about to pick up a lot. The day a video goes live will likely be the second or third weekend in the month. unless I decide to upload something random, like sometimes I upload Mario Kart Tour, and this would hold true until 2022. So what am I actually uploading for the remainder of the year, and what are my plans for next year for this channel? So I do have a couple of things pointed out here. So upload material. September, I actually received a package from Japan about 2 months ago, and I completely forgot to upload that video. I recorded it back in late June, I think, or early July, and I recorded it. And I got home, I said I gotta upload this, and I went to sleep. So I'm going to be uploading that video probably in the next week or two. Um, so yeah, keep an eye out for that video. It's mostly like case closed stuff. It's not anything Yu Yu Hakusho related. Um, so yeah, that's going to be an exciting video. October, I will finally upload the updated single rainbow versus double rainbow foil identification video. I did find out something more that was interesting. I talked about it in my big collection video, but I did want to make a new updated video for this for the database and for people who aren't, who do watch and care about my videos. November, I'm planning to showcase the history of my wants on my Google Sheet to show how far I've come this year. And since making the sheet, one of my goals was to cut my list in half for both first edition and unlimited. At this point, I'm very close for first edition. And if I get a deal to finally go through, I'll be just one card away for the unlimited for reaching the halfway point for the year. Currently, I'm at 4 cards. I could knock it down to 3. December is going to be the exciting month. I'm really looking forward to December. I am looking to live stream my opening of Weiss Schwarz, the Ruby release. I am so excited about it. I really cannot wait. I ordered a case. I'm getting so that's 16 boxes. There might be playmats on the top of that case, which I really hope there are. That would be super, super exciting. I really can't wait to rip those boxes open. I also ordered 5 supply sets. There are 4 different promos for it. There's a Ruby, a Weiss, a Yang, and a Blake. So I'm hoping I pull all 4 and 1 duplicate, although the odds of that are pretty slim, but chances are I'll pull 2 duplicates. I also ordered a trial deck display, which is 10 trial decks, and this live stream will happen around Christmas time. Ruby releases on December 17th. I don't know if that's when, I don't think that's when I'll receive the box. And since it's the Christmas rush, I might not receive it until after Christmas. However, I did find out that that the materials all this stuff I ordered is being sent from a distributor, I believe. So it won't have to go to the store first. So in reality, I should get it on the 17th, but I don't know. As for January 2022 and onward, I'm planning to do a playthrough of Disgaea 2 for Steam. I will be uploading a video of that every 1 to 2 weeks on weekends. I'm planning to do a Disgaea 4 playthrough as well, probably later in the year, maybe during the summertime. I'm also planning a live stream for when Yu Yu Hakusho Set 2 gets announced for Universes whenever it gets released. I'm planning to order a case of that as well. And there's also my video plans for Yu Yu Hakusho are going to be a closer look at my playset collection. Looking at Ghost Files in January, Dark Tournament in February, Gateway in March. April will be Exile, May will be Betrayal, and then June would be Alliance. And that would be looking at the foil playsets and maybe the non-foil playsets too. And then, of course, July, I forgot to put it on here. July would be my yearly collection update video. And then I don't know what I'm doing after that. Maybe at that point I'll shift over to Disgaea 4, but we'll see. I am also potentially planning to open another Alliance box at some point. It depends if I manage to sell a set or not of the comments that I have. If I do, I'll probably open one more box. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do a live stream or record a video for it. That's all for this one then. See you next time. Thank you for watching. If you did, and if you didn't, well, I don't really care about you anyway. Shoutouts. Just want to give a shout out to the folks who did upvote my last video. I do appreciate it. It got quite a few amount of downvotes, mostly from the people that were being exposed, and then they got their friends on it. Just like in the Mr. Popo group when I posted the video there, which I had permission from the admin for, numerous people reported it, and I saw people from the Yu Yu Hakusho community joining the Mr. Popo group just to report the video. I mean, you could just make a statement, instead of trying to sit there quietly. I mean, I've put everything out there. But, you know, again, your privacy is just more important than mine, I guess. Anyway, that's it for this video. 49 minutes. Much better than the last video, right? I'll see you guys in the next one. Like I said, the next video is going to be that Japanese package. It's going to be outdated because it's from like 2 months ago. And yeah, that's the plan for the rest of the year and going into next year. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys soon. And if you have cards that I need, I'm open to selling or buying or trading. That stuff will be below in the description. Peace.